Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pentiment. So in the last episode we were exploring the old Kiersau Abbey ruins, and while we did not find any books that had somehow survived the fire, we did discover something else interesting. The thread puller has been busy there, painting on the old murals depicting all the people who have died during the past. What was the year when we started the game? I want to say that it was around 1518, so it's been about 30 years since then. It's now, what was it? It's now 1845 or something like that. But anyway, so the thread puller has depicted all the people who have died during that time, thanks to our decisions and actions, like Brother Guy, Widow Ottilia, the Baron, and so on and so forth. And now we don't feel that safe anymore because the thread puller is watching us, obviously. So we need to ask some boys to be our guardians, essentially, I think. And now we just need to go to sleep. So yeah, let's do that. It's late. I should get some rest. Yeah, let's do that. We should get the answers to our letters as well. Couple of weeks forward, it's now December 4th. It should be, yeah, I was about to say that it should be snowy now, and yes it is. Mr. Struckerin, only one letter for you today. Only one. We sent out 2. The pass is now impossible to traverse, and the heavy snow is hard on the horse and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Thank you, the same to you. Is this from the archdeacon or Esther? A reply from Jacob Estler. Yeah, that's the archdeacon. Mr. Struckerin. I do recall the rathaus case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. What, have you become Protestant? If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, so he's a Lutheran now, I will tell you what I remember. The notes you mentioned do stir something in my memory. One of the men I questioned at Kiersau was an artist from Nuremberg, Andreas Mahler. Yeah, that's us. He mentioned fighting notes written in a fine hand, inciting individuals to violence against the Baron. While the scope of my investigation was too narrow to look into the matter, it did concern me. Finding more notes now, after so many years, must mean that their author is still active. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes this serpent to awaken every few years to stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. May God bless and keep you safe. Jacob Estler. No reply from Esther this time. It must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. I would better get back to Rathaus then. Still more work to be done. No, and a couple or few weeks later. On Christmas Day. Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start final part today. I promise I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perstenlauf. That must be some food. Oh, goddammit, I wanted to read it. There's always next year. Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz said he would come by again today. Fine, fine. I'm fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? Maybe I should stay home with you today. Alright, I'll come by later to check on you. Well, maybe I should stay home. Maybe I should stay home with you today. No, Magdalene. If you want to work, you should work. It's alright. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve after all. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was like a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said, stop. Do you know where they came from? Who wrote them? Magdalene, Oh god, that must be Ertz. He said he would drop by with more firewood. If you know something, I would like you to tell me, alright? I know, I will. Can we talk about it later? There may be no next time, so just say it now. Dad? I'll tell you, I promise. Alright. I'll be back later. Just tell us now, damn it. Good. Take care of yourself out there. Go outside. Well, I guess we must. But now, before that, I misclicked there earlier. Is it in the glossary? It started with P, I believe. There. So what is this? It's here. Perstenlauf, a Germanic folk ritual celebrated around Christmas time, in which townfolk dress as Perchten and drive evil spirits from the town to protect it in the coming new year. Okay. Alright, so who is outside? Okay, it is Ertz. Morning, Magdalene. Morning, Ertz. Cold out, isn't it? Good morning, Ertz. Your cheeks have gone rather pink this morning. It's cute. Oh, thanks. You look warm today in your scarf. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you, Ertz. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural though. I'm working on the final section. About the peasants' revolt, right? It feels weird to talk about. It affected Tassing so much. We were just kids. I can't remember what happened, since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who were already adults that night, but don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom too. You might be able to ask them. Voslav and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left living in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. I didn't think of that. Still, the mural is for Tassing, not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I would go to her if I were you. Dad said she helped bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she would talk about it. That's useless. She hates when anyone talks about the revolt. Well, I wonder if she would talk about it. It's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. Yeah, it never hurts to ask, I suppose. I wrote to the old archdeacon about it too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? The man who came to Tassing for the Baron Rothvogel's murder? Yeah. What about him? He was the judge for the Baron's murder. What if all the deaths in Tassing are connected? I don't see how that old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling alright? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to you. I need to get to the bottom of this, Earth. There's something more to all of this, I know it. Yeah. If you are sure. I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Max. It's Magdalene, goddammit. Hertz is right. I should start talking to people around town. I would better get started if I want to talk to everyone before the Persian loaf. Remembering the revolt. Okay, but can we talk to Dad before we go? Hello, Magdalene. Okay, fine. Don't die on me now. We need to hear what you know. Okay, well, let's go outside. I really like this place now that it's all so white like this. Not that I didn't like this place before. It's a very beautiful little town, and the art style, I love it. But the snow just makes it even more beautiful, I would say. Are they home? Oh, yes, they are. Big Georg is here. Gret, Clara. Ah, Ursula is here. Well, can we talk to Clara now? Hello, Magdalene. I would have thought you would be working on the mural today. What brings you here? I would like to sit with you and ask how you remember the rebellion so that I can paint it, if that's all right. Ah, that was a sad time. If it will help you memorialize those we lost in the revolt, yes, I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so I probably remember more, Magdalene. Of course, Magdalene. We'll tell you all you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now, sit with us. Now that you're all settled, what did you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened in Tassing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be a peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started going poorly. Oh, old Ottilia. Yes, she hated the Abbey and the Baron. It was still a shock to know she could have killed the Baron, though. It was really only after the Baron's murder that the abbot became so severe. No doubt he blamed the rebellion and faithlessness of people in Tassing. I don't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions and his attitude towards us became harsher after that. It was all we could do to live by them, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? I thought the peasants stormed the abbey unprovoked and the Landsknecht had to be called in. Well, I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? You wouldn't remember it, Magdalene, but the abbot forced us to starvation. We would have died either way. We did everything we could to keep things from getting violent, but the Lord had other plans. I remember how sick and hungry I was all the time. Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. All was fine until one of the brothers killed Otto in retaliation for finding out just how corrupt the abbey was. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away, except for you and Ulrich, correct? No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. My husband alone stood with the peasants. Why did all the peasants revolt anyway? So many people died. They must have known it wouldn't succeed. Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. That's why he wanted to paint the mural. Could the revolt have succeeded if the townsfolk didn't pull away? Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. That's why he wanted to paint the mural. Your father is unique in that regard. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failure as proof that it was doomed from the start. Truly, if the entire town banded together, we likely could have succeeded without violence at all. By then we were so starved and wanted justice so much, Peter truly thought success was possible. There was still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that fucking Miller protected that tonsured bastard. He always hated us, though he was better than us. Thought he was better than us. Ursula, language. What, Mom? It's true. Lenhart even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. It was unprovoked? Well, I wouldn't say that it was unprovoked. People don't just shoot one another without cause. Well, most of the men had surrounded the mill and demanded Lenhart give up the accused, but he wouldn't have it. I think the miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that Peter couldn't be stopped. We had lost too much. The burning of the abbey was a grim night, and the soldiers coming in. Our men fought to protect us, to protect Tassing, and many died in that night. In that fight even. But we got rid of the abbot and all the monks at least. Yes, and that is some comfort, if only a little. I wonder what they think about Wacław and Matilda. Are there any heroes of Tassing I should memorialize? Oh, or memorialize even. Dad, definitely. Peter always wanted the best for Tassing, even if he acted rashly by setting fire to the abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I would rather not talk about that tonight anymore. I hope we provided enough insight for your work. You did, thank you. I'll let you get back to work. Yeah. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. Okay. Sewing customs, yeah, that's done. Hello, Big York. Okay, and who should we talk to next? I already kind of forgot. Let's see. I should speak with Agnes Steinauerin about what she remembers. Clara's husband was right in the middle of everything. I should talk to her as well. Well, that's done. There are probably a lot of people gathering at the Golden Hand to prepare for the Christmas feast. Some of them must have memories about what happened. Okay, so I guess we go to the Golden Hand next. Okay, let's go in. Alexander Kazimierz. I don't know these people. Well, if it isn't Magdalene, that's me. You're learning everyone's names during your stay. Alas, it appears the good people of Tassing are the only audience I will have until the pass is clear. It seems only right that I attempt to put myself on friendly terms with you and your neighbors. Are you wandering performers? I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I am Alexander. This is my partner, Kazimierz. We are musicians by trade, travelers by necessity. Okay, so musicians. The weather trapped us on our way back to Würzburg for a Christmas celebration. I had hoped to win the Meistersinger competition there, but alas, we are trapped here until the pass is clear. What is this, some sort of a song contest? Meistersinger. Members of a guild for lyric poets, composers and singers of unaccompanied art songs. Meistersingers perform in regular competitions, often held at a rathaus or church. Okay. How are you fighting Tassing? Everyone has been quite kind and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit, I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Meistersinger competition. He practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. You can try again next Christmas, can't you? Really, the whole year is a waste? It seems like it. I don't know, maybe I'll view it differently someday. I felt like everything was building up to this one performance and now it's not going to happen. Well, you have an audience here, the people of Tassing. Is winning one contest really so important? Oh, I suppose it does seem a bit silly, put that way. There is prestige to it, of course, but I think it's more than that. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. That's the only truth I know. Meistersinger judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters the way they moved me. Does that make sense? I think so. My dad is my teacher and his approval means a lot to me. I'm not sure, I never really thought about it. Making art it's just what I do to help Dad. Well, my dad is my teacher and his approval means a lot to me. I think we all want the approval of those who came before us. And someday someone will look to me for approval. Hard to imagine. I'm sorry, just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. It's the long nights. Cheer up, Christmas is here. Of course, in our darkest hours, the birth of our Savior reminds us that dawn will follow. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there. Then I look forward to it. Until then. Can we talk to him more? Writing poems? Hello, Magdalene. You are Kazimierz, right? You are with Alexander. Musicians? What are you doing? Yes, I play Schwarm and lute. He sings. Do you mind if I ask what happened to your voice? Ah, so he's not talking. I was wondering that. Is he mute because he's writing on a tablet? Or whatever that is. Rather not. Alright, I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks. God bless you. Okay. Ah, there's Hans and there's the Voslov. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Voslov. I have an odd question for you. Oh? When I was exploring the abbey for the mural background, I stumbled upon some stray cats. Were there a lot of cats during your time? Ah, yes, as a matter of fact, there were. There were always cats around the abbey, but one summer they started begging for food. Persistent little creatures. Brother Lucas swears he never fed them, but I have my doubts. Lucas, oh yeah, the youngest one I believe, but we never really talked to him. Well, they seem to have made the abbey their home now. Ah, good for them. At least someone is making use of that old structure. Thank you for telling me, Magdalene. Be well, Voslov. God bless you and your father, Magdalene. Well, I'm not quite done with you yet. Well, I guess we are. Guess we are. Jutta and... We can't talk to Matilda for some reason. Ah, hello, Magdalene. Oh, can we talk to everyone this way? Hello, Magdalene. How's the weather? We have been prepping for the feast in here all day. Fresh and brisk. Perfect for a walk. Colder than usual. I'm glad to be indoors now. Fresh and frisk. Perfect for a walk. Ah, better you than me. I'll stay in here, where I can keep my fingers warm. You would better keep your fingers out of my dough, Master Bauer. I didn't do anything. You have snuck your little fingers into my cookie dough 3 times today. Do it again and I'll wrap your knuckles with the back of my spoon. Don't anger Mistress Matilda, Simon. Yes, sir. Sorry, Mistress Matilda. We need enough dough to make cookies for the entire town. You can't be eating it all. Anyway, what did you come in for, Magdalene? I was hoping you could tell me what you remember of the revolt. I was too young to remember much of it. No one ever seems to talk about it, and Mistress Matilda and Master Voslov, you two are the only ones left who used to live in the abbey. The only ones who stayed anyway. Matilda and I had always been friendly enough with the people in town. We put it behind us in time. You can imagine the other brothers had little reason to remain. Poor old Adog's heart gave out that night. It was all too much for him. God rest his soul. Ah, Adog, so he... Why can't I check who Adog was? Well, I do remember who Adog was. He was very old. So he died out of shock that night, I believe. Ferenc joined the Dominicians and became an Inquisitor. Oh, an Inquisitor, you say. He was the one who was into a cult. I see. I have seen him around these parts over the years. Time has turned him friendly enough, considering his vocation. I'm not sure what happened to the others. All gone in any case. But the whole thing is a sensitive subject, Magdalene. Why are you asking? Why, for the mural. I want to honor everyone who fought in the revolt in the rathaus mural. I want to portray the event truthfully in the mural, so I'm trying to hear everyone's account of events. I talked to some others in town, but all the stories seem to conflict. I want to hear your perspective so I can paint the mural. I want to portray the event the event truthfully. I want to honor everyone who fought in the revolt. I want to hear perspective so I can paint the mural. I want to portray the event truthfully in the mural, so I'm trying to hear everyone's account of events. Yeah, let's say this. For the sake of seeing it portrayed right, I'll tell you what I remember. Wait, Magdalene, here. Come, cut out cookies with me first. That way we don't fall behind while we chat. We would be grateful for your for the help. Yeah, sure. All right, Magdalene. Cut out cookies from the dough and set them aside so Simon can put them on tray. Yeah, we know who Simon is. He better not eat any of this. We'll need a good number in variety of shapes, so don't hesitate to change which cutter you use. We have to make enough for the whole town after all. Okay, well, start with this, I suppose. To the very edge. Wait. Rotate. Cut. Wait. Press. We rotate, yeah. Release. Cut, okay. Oh, that looks cute. Oh. Okay, and there. Ah, these are so pretty. These look very pretty. Oh, an acorn. I could make more like this way, I think, but let's switch it up. Oh well, we got plenty. Are you done? These look wonderful, thank you. You can make more if you want, but it looks like we have enough. I think that's good for now. Thanks for helping, Magdalene. Alright, can we now talk? We would better keep going if we are going to have everything ready by the procession tonight. So what can we tell you, Max? I heard the Landsknechts came into town before the revolt and warned everyone to leave the abbey alone. Could things really have been talked out, or was it too late by then? Why didn't anybody listen? They were trained soldiers and they killed so many people. Did the abbot really think threatening you would work? Could things really have been talked out, or was it too late by then? There were some people who wanted to talk. Master Malheur worked hard to keep the peace, but after Otto was killed... Oh, Andreas, a shame how he died. We at the monastery were fond of him. Clara said she and the other peasants felt the same way. Dad said he was instrumental in keeping the revolt from getting out of hand. He regrets not standing by him. Yes, he was. He had a personal dinner with the abbot to try and discuss things, I believe. A pity they couldn't come to an agreement. Yes, Andreas did a lot of good for Tassing and Kiersau too. Even if the old abbot failed to admit that. I wonder what happened to him, by the way. Where did Father Gernot go? He even revealed corruption in our own midst. The old prior Ferenc had been doing witchcraft in the church. I still grieve that he died in the happy fire. I know your father does too, Magdalene. But wasn't the revolt in general justified? Would it have been best to leave the matter alone? It sounds like no one should have opposed the abbey at all. Wasn't the revolt in general justified? Yes, I think so. We couldn't even collect in the forest without a fee. Dad kept saying we couldn't live with higher and higher taxes. The night Otto died, the abbot was trying to excommunicate everyone for celebrating St. John's Eve. A lot of people thought the abbot killed him in revenge. Turns out it was Brother Guy. He was embezzling funds from the abbey. Still, after Otto and Ulrich, that was too much. We burned the mill with both bastards inside. The abbot promised to help if Andreas found the person who killed Otto. All we wanted was to talk. But didn't you say that you had just burned down the mill? But the abbot ordered the landsknechts to stop you? You mean no one was supposed to burn the abbey down? Yeah, no one was supposed to burn it down. Why would anyone want that? We sought justice, not murder. It was too much for Peter. Lenhard was one thing. He had just killed Ulrich, but to burn the abbey. But when the landsknechts saw the fire, they thought they had another revolt on their hands. God damn it, Peter. Even Father Gernot couldn't stop them. We all fled. Brother Florian saved as many as he could, but... Peter was wrong to build the abbey, but what the soldiers did, that was awful. I thought that knights were supposed to protect people like in Parsifal. Rarely does real life match the heroism of stories, Magdalene, and besides they were not knights, they were landsknechts. There's a difference. Landsknechts are mercenaries, and knights are basically people with noble titles. Dad died protecting me, stabbed in the chest. I don't even remember what he was wearing, but I remember how dark the blood was when we found him. Almost black and sticky, like treacle. I'm not sure what that means. Dad sucked one of the soldiers in the face, but another was right there and... Magdalene, can we stop talking about this? Of course, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset anyone. Yes, thank you for talking to me. I'll do my best on the mural. Good luck. We'll see you at the procession later. Until then. Okay, we are done with that. Who is upstairs? Killian and Hannah are here. Is Nico here somewhere as well? Hi Max, sorry I can't talk for long right now. Hi Killian, what's keeping you busy? Oh, you know, setting up for the Christmas feast, I do my best, but... It's not easy with Mom and Dad shouting at each other a lot. Nothing really gets done until I do it. Your parents don't get along? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. They've been gnawing at one another ever since I was a kid. Dad spends a lot of time away from the inn, if it's not a very busy time. And when he's around, they can get into arguments over any little thing. People say your mom did many bad things years ago. Everyone does bad things sometimes, you know. When the monks were around, they told us all about God's forgiveness. Washloff talks about it a lot too. So that's what I try to do. Forgive. Martin Luther wrote that Christ gave himself into death for our sins. But don't Catholics believe in that too? Your mom's sins were serious, but the Lord has already forgiven her. Maybe everyone else should too. Don't start crying now. I think so too. Thanks, Magdalene. You have got a kind heart, Killian. Maybe. I just do what I think is right. How's your mural coming along anyway? Well enough, I'm trying to learn more about the days of the revolt. I suspect many don't want to talk about that time. Painful memories. I think you are right. I don't blame them. Dad hasn't spoken about it in years. Oh, I'm sorry, Magdalene. I really have to get back to work. What work? You're just standing here. How about Hannah? Good afternoon, Magdalene. Well, I guess she doesn't want to talk, which is fine. Okay, let's go down. Alright, let's look around some more. I actually want to see if anything is happening. The valley looks so beautiful, covered in snow. Yes, my thoughts exactly. This place does look beautiful. I just really want to check that. How does the Upper Abbey is too snowed in. I won't be able to visit the poor Clares for a while. Well, what about the poor Clares? And yes, I know that they are supposed to be isolated from the rest of the world, but one of them needs to go and visit town every once in a while, right? Should we go to the forest? Oh, these two are warming themselves up. Hello, Magdalene. Hello again, Magdalene. Are you getting ready for the Christmas celebration? Of course, along with everyone else in town. I've never been here for Christmas. I had meant to move on, but the snow. Right, it came fast this year. Smokey told me your father was injured. How is he? I think it's going to be alright. It will just take time. I don't know, Waxlov. He's not doing well. I'm sorry. I will hope for the best. Well, I don't want to keep you from your tasks. I'll see you later then. Merry Christmas, Waxlov. Don't you want to come to the Christmas feast? Huh, kind of you to offer. My beliefs and how I look. What, your skin color? It's best if I stay out here. I'll be fine, but thank you. I wonder where he's from. I'll see you later then. Merry Christmas, Waxlov. Merry Christmas. I really wonder where he's from. He looks like he's from the Middle East. Oh, we can talk to Steinhauer as well. Now Veronica, Brigitta and Agnes is here. Magdalene Truckerin, I didn't expect to see you today. How is your father? He's not well, honestly. I'm sorry, I would rather not talk about today. He's doing better today. I don't again see much of a reason to lie to them. Well, he's not well, honestly. Oh no, I'm so sorry. He'll be in our prayers tonight. Ours as well. Now then, is there something we can help you with, dear? I have a small favor to ask. Agnes, you're old. You remember things that happened in this town, right? I have a small favor to ask. Oh, go on then. Spit it out. If it isn't too much trouble, I would like you to I would like you all to recount what you remember of the revolt. I'm nearly done with the mural, but I need more details. I was so young I don't remember much of that night. Oh, for that project of yours in the rathaus. I'm afraid I won't have much good to say about the matter, but alright. Come sit down, Magdalene. Don't worry about helping with the wreaths. It took me years to get the technique up to Mom's expectations, so you are better off not helping. Okay, thanks, I guess. Bah, you always did fine, Brigitta. Are we gonna help anyway, or... Guess not. So, Magdalene, what do you need to know to finish the mural? I was hoping to ask you more about the revolt. All I remember was the flames when the abbey burned. What part of the revolt? The abbot starving us out of house and home? Otto's murder? I doubt that would be a good painting. I thought the abbot of Kiersau was acting in his rights. It seems like the abbot at Kiersau wasn't on very good terms with Tassing. I thought there was an attempt to talk to the abbot. Well, it seems like, there was an attempt to talk to the abbot. It seems like the abbot at Kiersa wasn't on very good terms with Tassing. Yeah. Everyone but that fucking Miller hated him, with good reason. He only ever cared for how many pfennigs he could get from us. Brigitta, don't forget to twist the ends in. Can't have it looking like a Christmas hedgehog. I'm getting there, Mom. I've looked after Martin and Kraft well enough, haven't I? I can manage this. So Martin is his husband, yeah. And that's their son, okay. Yeah, the boy kinda looks like Martin when he was young. Yes, well, after your father died, I have got no one left to nag besides you and that husband of yours. Okay. Thank God I have the both of you, as a matter of fact. Let an old woman have her vices. The Gertner house was a bit sad. York always gets quiet this time of year. But it's Christmas! Yes, it's Christmas, but the Gertners have struggled for a long time, even after Peter died. Tassing's lost a good number of folk over the years, and feast days and celebrations make it harder to bear. You mean the revolt, right? The revolt, the murders, that fool Andreas had to meddle in everything, didn't do too much good if you ask me. She must be saying that because we didn't convince her that one time to tell us more about his husband, because he was one of the suspects who could have murdered Baron Rothvogel. Maybe that's why she doesn't see Andreas in good light. Andreas Malheur, the artist? I thought he was my dad's friend. You mean Master Malheur? Dad said that none of that was his fault. Dad said that Master Malheur made some mistakes, but that he was seeking justice for everyone in town. Excuse me. Dad said that none of that was his fault. No, the revolt wasn't his fault alone, and I think for the most part he tried to stop it, but he had already meddled enough in Tassing after the Baron's murder that he held more sway than he knew. I could understand it the first time. He wanted to save that old monk. I dare say he saw him as a father. But poor old Ottilia was killed for the crime. She might have done it too, but she was close to her end anyway. Yeah. Well, no one in town liked her. It's no wonder she was accused of murdering that stupid Baron. Then came the revolt, and Andreas Malheur happened to show up nearly the day of Otto's murder. Did the revolt accomplish anything? Dad always says the townsfolk didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. I always heard that night was a slaughter. Why didn't anyone stop the peasants? Did the revolt accomplish anything? Well, the entire matter was a horrible bloody mess, but it did restore peace in Tassing by force. A shame it had to happen at all, I think. I knew the revolt was a bad idea from the start. Old Woshlav would be the only one to know what happened inside the old church now, before the fire. Some like to say things were always this bad, that violence was the only way, but it wasn't. Life got worse over the years. It wasn't like this when I was a child, not in my grandparents' time either. Sure, the abbot was pinching the townsfolk and the peasants were suffering, but to go against the church? But like you said, things weren't always so bad. We fought to make things right. But things got better in the end, right? Even if so many people died? Well, the revolt didn't totally fail, did it? The abbot and monks have left. It doesn't seem like things have gotten much better. But things got better in the end, right? Even if so many people died. Well, the revolt didn't totally fail, did it? The abbot and monks have left. The abbey may be gone, but Tassing has only traded one lord for another. The peasants were so angry over the abbot's perceived injustices, they thought they could make it right with even more injustice. Then the abbey caught fire, and everyone ran. but by then the soldiers had arrived to stop them all. That soldier even warned Peter, but nothing would stop him besides steel. So nothing got better at all? No, not as I see it. The Lord is just as severe as the abbot was, and threatens force at every turn. And by Lord they must mean the Duke. That's life. You can struggle and die to accomplish something, and nothing changes. The dead are luckier. They died believing they changed something. We are stuck with the harsh reality. This is all you have known, Magdalene. You have grown used to it. We all have. Thank you for sharing your story with me. It's important to share our suffering with the younger generations. Maybe they can change something. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Good luck, Magdalene. Okay, so we have talked to Clara and Clara, Voslav, and now was it Hedvin, her name, and all the other people around them. Sorry, time to go to the. Sorry, I completely missed what she said. Time to go to the rathaus or home or where? Well, let's check out the rathaus. Was this always here? Okay, so we got these two still left. Well, it is the final part of the mural. Okay, I think I've been playing long enough, so I'm gonna end this episode here. And in the next episode, let's go back upstairs and talk to Dad. And hopefully he will next time tell us everything he knows about the thread puller and the notes that he has left behind. So, until then. Thank you for watching once again, and see you next time for more Pentiment.